Now we're closing on the home stretch with all these parts here. We'll take a look at these first. So there's definitely some scuffing in here. Don't know if that's in the mold or what. It could have been afterwards. Tough to say. It's definitely some rough sandpaper. Wow, and all in here, it's a lot of scratches going on. I think this is the top. Yep, so here's the logo underneath. But yeah, this surface is definitely scratched up a lot. That's really surprising. I don't know if that's standard or not. It could just be this particular piece. It looks like someone took a thumbnail over it. If not something sharper in a few cases, like this part. Yeah, the colors definitely show up a lot more here. Alright, so, well, either way this is going to be primed and painted over, so that may not really matter at all. Let's move on to a couple other parts here. So, nothing really wrong with this one. I expect that this is probably the front. And here it looks like we get just two variations of the same part. This is probably a difference over time with the way they did the model in the series. This piece is really nice. That's definitely going to be a fine bit of cutting right there to maintain the clean cut. No, there's not really any problems with this one. Over here, so it looks like this is already broken off. That's going to be, it's repairable certainly. Not something to look forward to. Let's see if there's anything else like that here. No, it's just right there. The plastic on this looks pretty good. Nice solid piece. Let's move over to the hulls. So as I noted when this was wrapped up, there's definitely some rough cuts on the inside of there. That shouldn't be too much of a problem, but it'll still be need to smoothed out. There's a brushed effect going on in the surface. That shouldn't be a problem at all. Ah, and there's some more scratches. There's another scratch. Wow. Ah, wow. I don't know if the video with the color shift is going to pick that up here, but that's definitely a lot of little tiny scratches going on all over the place. Otherwise, the details look fairly fine and sharp. Edge is a little rough in here, but that's not a difficult fix up. Definitely something was dragged across the surface in a few areas. And you can see there's some discoloration there from where this joins up with that pin registration mark. I don't expect these scratches are something that can be really avoided overall, but especially on a single piece of plastic this large, there's definitely a lot of them. And like I say, that may cover up pretty well once this is primered and painted and sanded down. A little rough here on the edge, but it looks like that's just some minor flash that's going to be easily cleaned up. Yeah, that's just going away with the thumbnail right there, so that's not a problem. This side certainly isn't going to be seen at all, but there's some interesting texturing going on in here, and there's evidence of a lot more scratching going on. A few gouges up in that area right there. And let's take a look at the bottom of the hull. So a little rough on the inside here, but that's okay. That's going to be a little more difficult to clean up, but again, once you got an X-Acto blade and a steady hand, that should not be too much of a problem. The scribe lines here are nice and strong, crisp. Some good details going on. Considering these little holes here are all around the hull, I expect that they must be there intentionally. But I would have figured the hull itself was fairly smooth otherwise. Where did I just see it? No, so that was just a little fleck of something on there. I thought there might have been a really deep scratch. Not a lot of discoloration on the plastic. Sometimes that'll happen on kits this big. You kind of get a marbling effect. So in here, this looks to be pretty solid pieces of everything. Like I said, this is definitely a sturdy piece of plastic going on. That's definitely not going to warp very easily whatsoever. So let me do a really simple tape up, and probably just these two halves. There's so many interior parts to deal with that it'd be difficult to get them in there. So let's take a look at how this looks all in one piece. There is certainly no need for tape to put this together. I'll take it apart and show you how that looks. It goes together really simple. It's designed to sit like this so you can take the inside or the top off and take a look at the inside. It's definitely a really good sized kit. All I did here was put the two halves together, and this piece snapped in real nice and easy. So I mentioned that the gold standard, or my gold standard for a big model, is the 350 Enterprise. So I've got the saucer here, so if you know how big this is, you'll know how big the Jupiter is here. And actually, let me get a chair to stand on. So as you can see here, the Enterprise saucer, well, if this were a true orthographic view, the Jupiter would be slightly bigger. Right now, because the saucer here is closer than the Jupiter, the saucer looks bigger, but it's the Jupiter. So definitely a really great size kit. You're definitely not going to be disappointed with this one. And let me get down from here and we'll wrap it up. So if you're a fan of Lost in Space, there's really no way you can avoid getting this model. If you're a general sci-fi fan, there's really no way you can avoid getting this ultra classic design spaceship. The flying saucer is basically it when it comes to that. And this is definitely as iconic as you get. So definitely have a look for this for Moebius. It's on store shelves right now, 2010. And I'm sure it'll be there for a long time. There was an initial rumor that this was first batch of this was already sold out, but there should be plenty around to find. So you'll definitely enjoy building this one. Watch out for more videos from me as I start tackling this one really soon. And I'll put a lot more details into that when I get to those videos. So as always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. See ya.